I think it's time that axe manufacturers, people that make axe handles or make axe accessories realize that us axe throwers, we're not going anywhere. We're only getting bigger in numbers. And I think this is going to get to be bigger in the future. In this video right here, I'm going to also explain why I think it's advantageous for these companies to start catering to the axe thrower, whether that be with throwing axes or throwing axe handles or even accessories. So let's get into the video. Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is Wes, the Suburban Viking. Of course, we got Dave here with us.
Not missing this one.
And we are from, we are Midgard Axe. And today, this is a message to axe manufacturers, people who make axe handles, people that make anything axe related. This is a message to all of them. And maybe you guys can get on board with me to improve axe throwing going forward in the future. I think they're discounting us when they shouldn't be. And that's just my opinion. Now, I know this isn't the case for everybody out there, so don't come attacking me when I say this, but for the most part, just about everybody that I know, that I deal with, that has axes, normally has more throwing axes than they do chopping and splitting axes. I know there's people out there that are going to say, well, I got more chopping axes. Okay, great. I'm just telling you, I think the axe thrower and the sport of axe throwing is a hidden gem. I've even gone as far as to say that they should do like how they have the World Axe Throwing League. You know, how they stand here like this and throw. They may already have it. Guys, I don't know if they have it or don't. So if they already have it, then someone tell me they do. But they should do some type of medieval style axe throwing, Viking style axe throwing, where they stand back and throw hard like I do and do competition like that. I know you can throw like that in competition. I'm just saying they should do one like that. Going back to double and triple rotations. I'd join that shit every day of the week, twice on Sunday. I'd be the first one in line to sign up for a league like that. That'd be awesome. I'd enjoy even moving targets in that same league. Somebody's gonna steal my idea. Anyway, the point of the video is to say that I don't think axe manufacturers and people that make axe related products find it advantageous to make or build things for us when they really should. And let me give you guys a small example. This isn't going to cover everything, but this is a small example as to why I think they should do this. Here's some information that axe manufacturers and you guys might find interesting. If you get onto Amazon, you can go to each axe manufacturer's axes on here, and it will tell you how many axes they have sold in a month, each specific model. Let's just do Gränsfors, one of my favorite Swedish axes. If you go on and look at the small forest axe, they've sold 50 in the past month. If you go down to the wildlife hatchet, they've sold 50 in the past month. The Scandinavian forest axe didn't even register. And scrolling down a little bit farther, the outdoor axe didn't register. And neither did the American felling axe made by Gränsfors. That one didn't register an amount either, which means that it's probably less than 50 in the past month. If you head over to the Holzbrück Amazon store, you'll also see the same thing. The Aka, nothing registered. The Kisa, nothing registered. The hand hatchet, nothing's registering up here. So that tells me that less than 50 have been bought in the past month. Now, what I did find interesting, if you scroll a little bit farther down, you'll see the Husqvarna, one of my favorite axes, and that said it sold 50 in the past month. Heading over to Council Tool, we got the same song and dance, nothing registering in the past month, nothing on any of their axes. Now, I could be wrong in this. I don't think I am, but I could be. And I'm talking about the actual axe manufacturer's Amazon store. I'm not talking about third parties. Third parties could be selling a lot more. I'm talking about the actual axe manufacturer. Gränsfors, Council Tool, Holzbrück, their actual Amazon stores. What I do find interesting when I go through and I look at all this stuff is the reviews. And the reviews will also tell you a lot as well. Getting into a few, the Gränsfors Wildlife Hatchet has 562 reviews. The hand hatchet has 95. The small forest axe has 845. Scrolling down a little bit further, if you get into the Holzbrück Aka axe, 152 reviews. Not very many, guys. The splitting maul from Gränsfors only has 254 reviews. Now, I know people are going to say, well, who cares about reviews? That will give you an idea how many people are buying this axe or these axes. Not everybody's going to leave a review, but I'm going to show you why I'm making this video right here and right now. I'm just going to throw out a few throwing axes. I'm not even going to get into like a huge list here, just a few that I found, okay? The Cold Steel Pipe Hawk, 100 plus bought in the past month, 984 reviews. 984, and that's the first axe I came to. Of course, we got the Cold Steel Warhawk and Trench Hawk. Both have 50 plus bought in the past month. Almost 600 reviews on each one. The Smith & Wesson triple pack throwing axes. 200 plus bought in the past month. 17,882 reviews on that 3-pack of throwing axes. The SOG Fast Hawk throwing hatchet. 50 plus bought in the past month, 2,354 reviews. Now, guys, I know that I could pick and choose which axes I give you information on and what axes I don't give you information on. I get that. I'm just kind of typing in throwing axe and seeing what I see here. Now, if you get on here, of course, like Helco on Amazon is pushed hardcore. So if you go on there, you'll see that the Rhineland hatchet has 1,000 reviews and so on and so forth. But what I'm saying is that most of the time when you get on here, the most axes and hatchets that are bought and have the most reviews on them happen to be throwing axes. Now, I will say there is one factor that plays a big part in this, and that's price. Normally speaking, most of your throwing axes on here that have a lot of reviews and have a lot of purchases in the past month are cheaper. Anywhere between 30 and 60 bucks. I'm not going to withhold that. That's totally true. A lot of people don't want to spend a lot of money on a throwing axe for whatever reason. I don't know why. I think it's got a lot to do with the handles breaking, but guys, you can break handles regardless of what you do. And it's really easy to replace a handle. And I'm going to make some hafting videos this year on how I haft my throwing axes to show you guys how easy it is to haft these throwing axes together on these heads. The point that I'm making is that if we can get Gränsfors, Holzbrück, Council Tool, Helco, if we can kind of appeal to them, because, they want to make money. If we can appeal to them to make 1 or 2 or 3 different throwing axes, it would really help out the sport of axe throwing. It would really push us forward, get us out there, get us mainstream other than the World Axe Throwing League. You're probably asking, what about price, Wes? Price is going to be a big factor in this. It is. And the only thing that I can say is that if you want a good throwing axe, sometimes you're going to have to pony up the money. You just are. That's not always the case, though. And I've covered that over and over and over again. I feel like a broken record because if I don't cover everything in every video, someone's going to say something. I've covered budget axes on here before and hatchets that work great for axe throwing that weren't even designed for axe throwing, that are budget friendly, that do really well. Imagine if we could get Gränsforsbrück or Holzbrück or Council Tool or Helco. If we could get any of those companies to make 1 or 2 or 3 throwing axes, how that could change the game for axe throwing. Now, I know Council Tool makes the Flying Fox, and Holzbrück and Gränsforsbrück have the double bit throwing axes that are crazy heavy and 28 to 30 inch handles that not really many people are throwing. I'm talking about a competition throwing axe. 17 inches, 16 inches, weighted around the same weight as the World Axe Throwing League axes. Imagine a guy who's never thrown an axe in his life, gets onto Gränsfors's website or Amazon and wants to buy a chopping axe and happens to scroll past a Gränsforsbrück throwing axe. Man, that thing looks nice. I got to have that. Boom, into axe throwing. I think it would do a lot. And I think it would do a lot if axe throwers and people that were big, like the World Axe Throwing League, reached out and asked them about it, showed them how advantageous it would be for their company to start making 1 or 2 or 3 throwing axes, hand axes for competition. I'll show up to an axe throwing event, competition axe throwing event, with a really cool Gransforsbruk dedicated competition throwing axe. How cool would that be? I think it'd be awesome. And it goes for other companies too, not just axe manufacturers, but people that make axe handles. I don't understand why there's people out there that are making axe handles right now that are not making throwing axe handles. You're missing out. You're missing out on a lot. There are not many companies out there that are making good quality throwing axe handles. There's some, and they're very small companies that can't produce a lot, or they're kind of generic and you got to do a lot of work to them to get them to fit your specific axe head. Imagine if Hoffman Blacksmithing came out with a line of throwing axe handles. Do you want even better? Imagine if he came out with a line of axe handles that fit all of the World Axe Throwing League heads. What a market that would be, that no one is taking advantage of right now. It's advantageous, in my opinion, for these big axe manufacturers to start considering throwing axes, people that throw axes. And the only way they're going to do that is to produce them. Axe handles, axe heads, dedicated throwing axes. It's a huge market. At least I think it is. You may not think it is, but I think it is. And I think it'll push the way forward with axe throwing. Like I said, if Holtbruk came out with a bunch of throwing axes, Gransfors, Helkoverk did, you're going to get a lot of people coming to the axe throwing sport. That's just my opinion, though. Maybe this is just a wild fantasy of mine and a wild dream, and it's never going to happen. Maybe you're like, Wes, that's just never going to happen. And that could be the case. This just could be a late night rant. Totally understand that, and that could be the case. But, and I know the price has got to be there. The price has got to be there too. But I'm pretty sure Holtzbruk and Gransforsbruk and Helkoverk and all them, they could competitively match the World Axe Throwing League axes with price and make a good quality throwing axe that'll bring new people to the sport, and for people that love chopping and splitting axes from their favorite manufacturers, to get a Gransfors throwing axe would be awesome. And I know that Gransfors does some of those medieval style axes sometimes, so I know they can do it. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section. Do you think it's a wild fantasy goose chase pipe dream, or do you think I'm onto something here? I'm curious to know what you guys think. You guys watch me. Tell me your opinion. If Gransfors tomorrow decided that they were going to come out with a competition throwing axe that mimicked a World Axe Throwing League axe, and they were going to sell it for $130 or $140, and you knew that the American hickory handle on it was great, and you knew you were getting pretty good quality from Gransfors, would you consider buying one? What about Holtzbruk? Or what if Council Tool came out with 2 more, other than the Flying Fox? Tell you what, if Helkoverk came out with a throwing axe like the Rhineland hatchet, I'd buy it. I don't care what price it is at. I could take that thing right now and throw it for competition. That Rhineland hatchet back here, that thing's awesome. I can only imagine if they thinned the cheeks down on that thing like a World Axe Throwing League axe, how that thing would be. It'd be nasty. A little bit longer of a handle, but it'd be nasty. I think they're missing a mark here, and I think they're missing a market. I think they're missing a market, guys. I really do. Tell me what you think in the comment section. I'm curious to know. Me and Dave are going to get out of here. He didn't talk much. He's a little tired. It's late. So tell me what you guys think. Curious to know. And would you buy one? Yes or no? Yes, I'd buy one. Wes, no, you're crazy. They're never going to make that. What are you talking about? I'm just trying to push this thing higher than what it is. Trying to get more people throwing axes, more people into the sport. Nobody go taking my Viking throwing axe idea, competition throwing axe idea. If it's not out there already. Imagine that. Shoot. Sign me up. Moving targets, throwing at triple rotations at bullseyes. Man, I'd be right there waiting. I'd be right there at it. But appreciate all your support, guys. Appreciate everything everybody does. Make this channel what it is. Real quick before we get out of here, Let me show you guys something I got. I got it for Dave, but I am going to display it sometimes. Check this out. See if I can get it. This thing's heavy. Man, this thing is heavy. I got Dave a Viking helmet with chainmail on the back. And this thing is not light. Covered in grease. Actual chainmail on the back. Pretty cool, huh? I put it on him. He looked pretty friggin' medieval.
Yes.
What you think, Dave?
Freya thinks I look like a sex symbol in it, but it's brutally heavy.
Oh, he's got a strong neck. He can take it. But yeah, thought that was kind of cool, guys. Got some cool stuff coming. Cool stuff coming, like always. Got a bunch of the handles in. All my World Axethrowing League handles, the blank handles with no axe heads on them, came in. Got those. We're going to do some hafting in the next couple weeks. We're going to do some hafting. And I got a lot of cool axes over there that just came in too. We're going to do reviews on. Get away from the World Axethrowing League axes for a little while. Do some other manufacturers. Gransfors, Holzbruck, Council Tool, Helkewerk, whoever else is out there. I'm probably missing some. Make some damn throwing axes, please. Please, for the love. We want them, we need them, and we got to have them. See you guys.
Grant's force, I'll be home soon. I want to see the competition throwing axe first.